And with that, I want to introduce our Director of Product Development and Regulatory Services, Dr. Gloverson Moro, from a banana farming family in Brazil. He's spent most of his career with Syngenta, regulatory, product development in South America as well as Singapore, Asia Pacific, and we're glad to have him here.
I'm very glad to be here today to do a quick opening of our session, and especially because it is to talk about a topic that I enjoy a lot, the science environment around seeds. And I call it an ecosystem, okay, the science ecosystem, because we're talking about a very diverse set of disciplines that are very intricate. And I should start talking about seeds. I will talk about seeds as the carrier of the genetic value. And although this is exceed the seed, usually we talk about other topics, I believe that it's important that we talk about this to set the stage, the importance of the seed. Okay? The fact is, after 100 years of genetic breeding, the first hybrids have been released about 100 years ago. We have now an unprecedented knowledge in genomics, the ability to read the genome, phenomics, actually the ability to measure traits. And we have accumulated quite some knowledge as far as the environment goes. And with the computer power that we have today, we can put all that information together in very sophisticated breeding models. There are some people, actually some very smart people, that believe that breeding will be more and more and more become a kind of a computer simulation type of work. And trialing will be pushed to the end of the process. Okay? Actually, some people think that there will not be needed for trial at all, but I think it's an overstatement. But I mean, trialing probably will be at the end for really proof of concept, for correcting something, and really to demonstrate the technology that we have in that case. The analogy here is that with the airplane industry. If you think that a little bit over 100 years ago we could not fly, and today someone can project a very complex airplane. An airplane has about 1.6, 1.8 million pieces, and someone can project a plane in a computer, and it will fly. Of course, someone will say, yeah, but then you have the problem of the Boeing MAX plane that you have to fix, and yeah, there will be always something to be fixed. But that's where the capability of genome editing coming into play. We have today the ability to change discretely the genome in such a way that we can correct things that are not working properly. So this is the way we're moving as far as breeding and the development. So it's computational biology and genome editing. And okay, and that will continue to make seed the main input that a grower will buy. And that investment will need to be protected. And that takes us into the next topic that I want to talk is about seed protection. Seed treatment has been evolving in the chemical side for the last 20 or 30 years. Okay, it evolved both into sophistication and the scope. We have today fungicides, insecticides, nematicides, you name it. So it's part of the system. But what we see today is the rise of more and more biological solutions. And then what we see in the short term is the opportunity for the combination of biologicals with chemicals being delivered through the seed. And then that makes important that a lot of attention is given to the delivery method. Formulation and encapsulation will become more and more important. And we should pay attention to what is evolving in that area. But as important as it is to protect the seed, what we should also make sure is that we have a healthy seed. And that starts with the nutrition. A lot of attention has been given to nutrition as to make a great crop. But lately, a lot of concern has been driven, a lot of attention has also been driven to what is necessary, what is the necessary nutrition to produce a great seed. What is the right concentration of nutrients in the seed to make a great seed, okay? The analogy here is the high-performance athlete. Think about it. A high-performance athlete has a nutrition that is fundamentally different from a normal person like myself, okay? And that nutrition is part of its high performance. It's one of the elements that drive its high performance. But pretty much like in seed protection, we have also here the rise of biological solutions, biofertilizers that, we're talking about biologicals that can improve the uptake of nutrients, that can fix nutrients and complement that into the nutrition. Or some people are claiming, I have heard some people claiming that they can completely replace the chemical fertilizer with some biological ones. So we have to see how that field evolves. And then we have biostimulants that are becoming more and more and more sophisticated. I joke that I am happy to see how much the science of biostimulants have advanced, because no more snake oil. Oh, there is a lot of snake oil out there, but there is a lot of things today that are really working, really functional. But as important, it's also, there is now a kind of a new concept that is growing, and that is the one of creating a good environment for the seed to grow. A really nice environment. It's a little bit of like sanitation. It's part of a healthy environment that we have. And that is the soil health concept. And we should expect that to evolve a lot in the coming years. And all of that, all those different disciplines, they get together in one place. And that is in the regulatory space. And I know that everybody, a lot of people in this room will say, what is science about regulatory? Regulatory is a barrier. Regulatory is bureaucracy. Sorry, there is a lot of science to it, and we have to pay attention to it, okay? And here, two topics that we should pay close attention is the new regulations that should be coming soon for biologicals, both in Europe as well as in the US, that will change the way we do things, how we register products. And also the regulation for genome editing, that we see that coming now in different places all over the world, but the system has not been tested just yet. So we need to go through the system and see how it operates. There is a lot of learning and evolution to happen in that space. But finally, I want to say something. And I know that probably someone can boo me when I say that, but I have to say that a lot of people see regulatory as a barrier. I see it as a qualifying step. No science will become relevant without regulatory scrutiny. So companies need to be prepared for that reality. If you want to be serious, if you want to be large, if you want to be relevant, you should be prepared to deal with a regulatory system. What we should work for is a regulatory system that is predictable and science-based. But we should have a regulatory system as a qualifying step. Finally, I could not come here and talk about the science environment without talking about digital. Okay? Our lives today are managed by algorithms, by apps. You like it or not, that's a fact. So more and more and more, these will become also reality in agriculture and in the seed space, okay? And then we should pay attention to something. Data will become more and more important. Data is an asset, okay? And that will change. The ability to collect data will change the way we do trialing. And as we collect data over time, we'll be able to put that together into models. We should pay attention to that. Finally, is the fact that digital digital technologies change the way companies, will change the way that companies interact with growers. And we have already companies in the market, okay, today, causing the small companies, but causing considerable disruption because of that's exactly what they are doing. And we should pay attention to that and see how we can really serve that way. Today, during our session, you see a lot of examples of what I said here. But what we would like is also, when you return your feedback, please give it a thought on what topics you'd like to see in future ETSC. This is not supposed to be an extensive list, but I mean, what kind of new other topics you would like to see? We'd like to hear from you on that, okay? I thank you for your attention, and I wish all of us a very nice session. Look, back to you.